Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. I don't know if I'm live or not. I had trouble with the last one. Um, I tried 3 times. It doesn't, I don't know if it's working or not. I'm going to try to share this now. Oh, Kathy, thank you. Thank you so much for telling me. Um, I don't know what happened. Hi, Franna. Boy, are you guys new or did you come in last Sunday and I've forgotten already? Anyways, I have a few things to show today. Um, I hope you guys will enjoy it. The week has been a little crazy for me, so I really wanted to play Aunt Beck's. It's called Aunt Beck's Create. Oh, her channel name. It's Becky McCauley, but it's Aunt Beck's Creations. Well, Kathy, thank you. I'm really glad that you're here. Um, Anyways, I was trying to say we've had a kind of a rough week. My mom got sick. I think she was sick Saturday when I took her for a special day, and it got worse. And by Monday, she was too bad off to take herself to the doctor. So I ended up having her here, and she was very, very ill. So my whole week kind of disintegrated, in the fact that the things I had planned to do didn't get done. Anyways, Becky McCauley from Aunt Beck's Creations, that's where the thing is. She has this thing right now where she's doing an August challenge, and it's to make something every day and to not buy any new art supplies. Fran, I'm glad you've watched my videos, and I'm glad you caught me on a live. Anyways, so the other night I was sitting watching videos. I think I was watching Mary's live, and from the Mary Altier, she does a live on Friday. And I got these little guys done because I have this spool of cotton, and I finished up these little, and I'll use these as paper clips and embellishments and things like that. So I got those done. That's the first thing I've done, and I think it's August 5th, and that's the first thing I've accomplished. So I didn't get a lot accomplished. And then I wanted to show some things. Oh, I had a magazine. Those of us that do a lot of collage, we always think to go, oops, very shiny, to go and look at magazines. And we know to look there. And I just wanted to share a couple of other places that there are things that come in the mail. Kathy, those tiny little flowers are just 2 stitches. They're single crochet and double crochet. So, hey, Janet, hi. Um, I'm glad you guys are all here because I couldn't, for some unknown reason, I can't get the live stream to come up on my own channel, so I couldn't even share it. So, that was kind of weird. Anyways, this is, it was a request for donations that came in the mail, but I thought, this would make a really cute tag. So I've saved it. And this was a card that my mom got in the mail from somebody. And I can see that I could cut out several things for different little embellishments on different things. So and the big thing is that it's not always a magazine that we could find things in. This is called the Florida Register, and it's an advertising guide. Janet, mom is doing pretty good. She sounded all clogged up today, but her temperature was up a little bit again this morning, but not bad. And I took her home yesterday. She needed to be at home where she could stay up, that kind of thing. Lisa's here. I didn't see Lisa come in. Anyways, hi everybody. Um, Oh, there's Lisa. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Anyway, so this is like a little advertising paper, and I wanted to remind you that there's really cute art in some of these papers. So don't always just look to magazines. This one is, I'm going to have to pull that one out because I really like it. And then if I went over it with watercolor, it'd be really cute. So I was just giving you some ideas for some more collage fodder. Um, these were things that were on my desk to take apart and cut up. So that was just an idea. Um, now then, where am I going to put it? There we go. The floor catches all. I have to tell y'all that I managed this morning to clean up one flat surface in my house. Um, with everything that's been going on this week and the weeks before with the camper and everything, uh, things have been coming in the house and getting dumped on the tables, and every flat surface in the whole house is covered with stuff. And I managed to find the dining room table. And I mean find it because it was piled very high. But also, I wanted to show you some things when we had to go to Texas to get the camper. I brought these back. I think they need to be cute. They're cute, and I think they would make cute little books with a tag tucked in there. So they give them to you and they end up thrown away. So rather than throw them away, I brought them home. Okay, you're all buffering. Oh, dear. Huh. All right. Okay, let me it says it's fine, guys. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Okay, Franna, you're okay now. That means that I'm still here. So, um, Jeff, did you start a game? Okay. It may be on their end. Sorry, guys. It shows that you all have dropped off. Lost you. That I am good. Okay. I don't know, guys. This Anyway, so I brought these home because I really think that they would make cute little tag books, and so I'm gonna play with those sometime this week. And then somewhere they had popcorn machine, and I love these little bags, so I brought them home. I don't know what I'll do with them yet. And then this must have been the silverware wrapper from. Okay, all better. I've still lost a few of you. I don't know who's not back, but anyhow, that's a silverware wrapper. And then the hotel had given us water bottles with these. So I've got these cute little books that I'm thinking might make a cute little paper bag journal. We'll have to see. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with all of them, but of course I had to bring this stuff home. So I don't think Lisa and Janet, I don't think you were here. I finally got one thing done for MPEX Challenge for August, and I made little pink crocheted flowers. And I think it was Franna that said something, and Friend, it's just there's single crochets in the middle and then a single crochet and 3 double crochets. It's very simple stitches. It's just that it's tiny. And I don't mind crocheting them at all. What I hate is putting in the tails because you got to take care of all of those tails. So I try to do it while I'm watching. Thanks, Janet. I try to do it while I'm watching videos or TV or something. So then last week I forgot. I was hoping that Maggie would come and visit, but she didn't make it into the live. So and her time is so different from ours. I'm not sure what it is, what time it is there. Anyways, I got this wonderful, beautiful Happy Mail package from Mags Loxley. Loxley? Is that how you pronounce it? Lockley. And there's no S in the middle. Thanks, Lisa. Anyways, Maggie sent me this fabulous package, and I opened the end of it, but I haven't had it out. Yeah, her husband was in the hospital last I messaged her, so she might see this, and I will let her know that I did share. But this is the most beautiful envelope. These are, from what I can tell, are napkins, and then it's stamped behind it. And this side is painted, and there's a beautiful big, and I'm not sure if that's napkin or stamped or just what. And then there's more stamping and some washi tape. But hi, Sharon. Yeah, I need to find out if Maggie's husband's doing okay. Anyways, I wanted to open it. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm glad it got here. It's tore on the other end. Isn't that pretty? Looks like it was stamped in paint. This is a thermal paper, Janet, Lisa. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and this is a really pretty napkin. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I love watching Maggie do collage. She starts in these pieces, and I just she ends up with the most beautiful things. Anyways, there's several pieces of that napkin here. That'll be fun to play with. Oh, and look at this fun. This is one of those paper doilies. She splattered it. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'll have to think about that one. Yes, Big Bear, yes. But even her little one, she was doing iCads, Janet, and I just love them. They're just so cool. This is a piece of music paper that is definitely old. Huh. It's all the source. I don't know much about music, frankly, so. Anyways, that's beautiful. This tells about Maggie and what she enjoys and things like that. I'm not going to read that to you because. And these, oh, look at that. These are dictionary pages with some beautiful napkins on them. Oh, and look, birds. And you guys know last weekend I was doing birds. So that'll be good for my book. And this flower and butterfly is gorgeous. I just love how the napkin lets the book page show through. Excuse me, guys. I apologize if I sound croaky, but I'm afraid I have it. Oh, this is another thermal paper. Oh, and that one's fun too. Oh, look at this. Mary would like this one. It's gold and copper. Oh, and a fun postcard. It's got lace on the edges and buttons. Oh, this is neat. This is fabric. It's like a fabric trim. Where have I seen that? I've seen that somewhere. Anyways, it's gorgeous, guys. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you, Maggie, if you see this. I can't tell you how much that I appreciate all that. So, and I know Mary's not here, is she? Yet she might not make it. It's Sunday and in the middle of the day. So, anyways, last weekend I did a couple of faces for Mary's challenge. Where did they go? I've lost them. My guy and his lady. And I'm doing them in this catalog that I found. Well, I have decided I do not like this catalog. I'm going to do a couple of pages today in it, but I think I'm going to be taking the catalog out apart. And well, Lisa, I'm upright, but I'm not sure. This is froggy. Um, Anyways, all I was doing was sticking this down with some glue, and the page came apart. So I think I'm going to go ahead and work in this because I had gotten a couple of pages ready today, but I really think that I am going to take these pages that I've done out of here and tip them into something else because I just do not like this paper. And Mary told us this is supposed to be fun, and if it's supposed to be fun, this magazine or this catalog is not fun. So I would rather change the paper and change stuff than to abandon the project. I don't want to abandon the project. So um, I forgot to get something. I'll be right back. I meant to have a face. Last time I did this, well, thanks, Lisa. Last time I did this, I didn't have anything to reference or anything to look at, and um, needless to say, I think I need something to look at. Making a face without anything to go by is probably not the wisest choice. So I think we'll just use this lady's face. It works real well. So, well, Lisa, the biggest thing is I was afraid that I was going to clear my throat 500 million times, but that has passed. So anyhow, oh, I had one more thing to show you. Because of Becky's Use It Up challenge, or Use What You've Got challenge, I have a box of these. It's like a coin envelope, but it's an odd size coin envelope, and they're white. Got them for $1, somewhere along the line. And I have a couple of ideas, but this is just, I'm open to suggestions. to what I can do with those. So, and I might actually do some kind of challenge with them. I'm not sure what yet. Um, let's I was gonna start with a pencil this time because last time I just started with the paintbrush and did not do real well. So, what are you guys working on today? Oops. Hi, Linda. Are you guys doing some things today, or that was not good. It goes this way. She has a very large mouth. Look at that. It goes from, if you take it up to her eyes, it's almost as big as her eyes. That's a big mouth. Making paper clippy things for the top of journal pages. Cool. Paper clippy things. Okay. Are like altered paper clips, Linda? Oh, Janet, I don't know how you do it. That's Jeff has been getting those for the last year. Um, the stress, I think. And I'm sure that you've got a lot of stress too. Yeah, she has got one big mouth. And her teeth come way down to her lip. Oh dear. Now, no, it looks okay. There we go. And these are way too strong, but that's okay. We'll get them. She's got hair that goes like that. Huh. Excuse me. My husband said today, "How are you going to talk for 3 hours?" I said, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." Oh yeah, Janet, Linda's right. Watch that. Watch what you eat. Um, Now I'll tell you, Janet. The last time Jeff had a headache, he asked for coffee in the afternoon because, and he said it actually helped. I think her face is longer than that. Yeah, but I got her mouth too high, so maybe we won't do that. Okay, we're gonna start with some paint now. Um, oh, Becky, since you just got here, hi Becky. I actually got one day's worth of challenge done. I made little flowers. I didn't get a picture yet, but I made them. Oh, Janet, Jeff had has always had the auras, the vision part of it. Didn't start getting headaches until a few years ago. Of course, the first one he had, the ER, thought he had a stroke. So Um, that was an interesting trip. Uh, the ER doctor told us that he'd had a TIA, and what he'd really had was a vascular migraine, I think is how you pronounce it. So, um, Lisa, I know there's a lot in diet. That's a lot in diet. Uh, my son's allergic to food, so we've dealt with diet for a long time. So, did you guys see Mary's um, thing this morning about something? It wasn't a wonder. It was that something she had learned. It's about putting the at sign in front of a name if you want somebody to notice what you've said. I guess I've known that for a long time, so I guess I sort of thought everybody do it. So yep, Becky liked that. Yes, Becky, it did work. See, only the person that you're talking to can see that. If you're not talking to, if you're not the person that you typed at that symbol in front of their name or their channel name, that you won't see it. So it's only visible to the person. I think part of my problem is working so big. I'm not used to working on any face this big. Hey Mary, I'm doing your face challenge. We had a discussion earlier. I'm going to change magazines. I'm going to work on this one today, but I don't like this catalog, so I'm going to change. I said I would just tip these into whatever I changed to. But I have to tell you, last week was the first time I'd ever actually painted a face, so I thought I did pretty good. Oh, Becky, I don't know. Jeff managed to get 3 lawns mowed yesterday, and ours I think the day before. But the rain has just been really making that difficult. You know what? I just did that backwards. That's why it's funny. Mary, I got a picture out today to at least give me a little bit of direction. Seeing how I'm not very good at this. Okay, we need a little. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That and I never did learn to paint, so that's okay. Yep, yep. Only the person following the little at symbol will see that name in red. And Mary was talking about the fact that it makes it easier to for her to possibly see things in chat. Um, oh dear. Let's give her some hair because frankly she's gonna need it. Actually, she's not looking too bad. Thank you, Linda. This is Mary's, if you're not familiar, this is Mary's Faces Challenge. It's supposed to be just making fun faces. And I did a couple in my live last weekend. And I wanted to do a couple more. So um, I'm not sure, but I think she needs some bangs. Okay. And now she needs some eyebrows. Yep, Linda, my name is all highlighted. Yeah, and guys, earlier several people started to buffer, and my stream was fine, but they were all buffering. So do try refreshing if that starts. However, the first couple of times I streamed, my live was lost. So I don't know. This looks kind of masculine again. All my ladies maybe gonna have masculine faces. Mark was here last weekend and he said I should paint the last couple's children, but I just didn't think I had it in me today to paint children's faces. Yes, Linda, if I didn't answer that already, my name is in red. So, well, and we have real high speed internet, so it should be fine, but we've had trouble with it recently. So, of course, I think too, it's all the storms. Everybody seems to be having so many storms. Okay, I need some lips color. And if I've missed anybody that's here, hello, I'm sorry I missed you. I didn't mean to, I promise. Yeah, she's not looking too bad. Oh, and I just used honeysuckle paint just a minute ago for the lips. I'm going to use honeysuckle paint. That's what I got out, was honeysuckle. It's just apple barrel honeysuckle. So, and some white because I didn't want it quite totally a honeysuckle kind of thing. And Mary, this girl has the biggest mouth. Can you see how big her mouth is? I was like, oh my gosh, that girl's got a big mouth. So, but I think she's got way too big of a mouth. Hmm. Hubby is sitting in the other room on his computer this afternoon. It was just too hot. He decided that he would come in and not try to do anything important outside. Okay. There's a little black in the corner of her mouth. So, right in the corners. And right along her lip. I wonder if I could do that with a paint pen or with a pen instead. If you can't tell, I'm concentrating. Okay, Lisa. Now some eyes. I think she needs some eyes. And she doesn't have. Oh, she needs some eyelashes too. Okay, let's do the eyelashes first. Partially because they're easier than the eyes. Well, Mary, or Linda, I knew it a while back, and I don't know why. I just um, I I thought I was learning something a while back. So that's it's always good to learn something new, though. Okay, now I've got pencil lines in her eyes that I need to get rid of. So we'll put a little white paint in there. I could put a real pink in there because, her eyes would be bloodshot. That's kind of the way mine felt last week, is bloodshot. Mm-hmm. Okay. And because we need a little more color, we need some blue for her eyes. Yes, Mary, I think that well, for starters, I think we ought to be able to hear everybody in chat, and maybe we need the computer to read the chat. That may be what we need is a computer to read the chat to us so that we don't sit here and talk to ourselves. Okay. One of the things I noticed on the one I did last week was I put a circle in the middle for the eyes. Well, if you look real carefully at a picture, the pupil doesn't really show like a circle. Or the iris doesn't show like a circle. The part of it is below the bottom, and part of it is above the top. So it, well, now her eyebrow is just, so the iris kind of is, it has the look of something round, but it isn't really round. And I'm going to have to go back and touch some of that up. So my paintbrush actually had too much water in it, so let's start with a little iris in the middle. And a pupil in the middle. Mary, have you seen Maggie's? Yep. Yeah. Something so that we look up and quit talking to ourselves. Have you seen Maggie's faces? She's doing some really cool ones. Mags Lockley. Oh, she has eyelashes on the bottom too. So that may be what we kind of need. Is a little bit of eyelash. Nope, that's too dark. Oh, now I've messed her up. Oh, okay. Yeah, a mind buzzer would be really good, Mary. I think that Janet and you are absolutely right. Then they could alert us when we need to know something. Um, I think it was Janet, Mary, that said that Mags's husband is still in the hospital. So the fact that she's making videos is a good thing. I didn't get anything done last week. There we go. That's a little better. I got her cheeks a little dark. That and this is just too separated right there. There's nothing like watching paint dry, is there? There, that's better. It's all about the tone, the shade of their skin. Not too bad. Oh dear. Thank you, Janet, for letting us know. Um, excuse me. Okay, I think now she needs some. Um, she needs a neck for one. Oh, now she's got a real fat neck. That's all right. So she's this needs to come. Okay, we need a little. Sometimes I think I should stop before I mess things even worse. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, it is scary. Jeff's dad had bypass, no, open heart surgery a year and a half or so ago now. And that all went very well, but an infection in the hospital afterwards really did him in. He's just now really recovering from that. So I think she needs a garment. So we're gonna make a little strappy dress for her. Uh-huh, yep. Oops. There we go. She's done. I actually think she turned out pretty good. She does not look anything like the picture, as you can tell, but at least she looks like a human being. So now I want to do sort of a cartoon face. So I think we will mix all of this together so that it's not real shady. It's just going to be one big color. And we're going to get a nice, big circle. Okay, hon. My husband just was talking to me, guys. I'm sorry. That's fine, Jeff. Yeah. Thank you, Janet. Mary, yeah, she helped? It helped me with the proportions. It was more about that. The last week when I did the ones I did last week, I was not really pleased with the proportions on it. Uh, I think this one came out much better proportionally. It looks more like a human. And I know that the rules, but I can never remember them. And like I said, her mouth is really big, but it's really big in the picture too. So, of course, I don't have enough paint. Come on, let's just stretch you out there. There we go. Now, we need some ears for our little cartoon guy, and that is going to be like that. Okay, now we need some hair. Of course, I need more black paint. Oh, I have an idea. This cartoon guy has a gray spot in his hair. How about that? Yep, yep. Okay. He's got a little gray coming on here. Or maybe a bad dye job. I'm not sure which. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm having fun with it, Mary. That's what matters. Rules, rules, no rules. Uh, yeah, Mary, that third thing and stuff like that. I know it's there. I just don't remember what they are. I was never really good at drawing people, anyways. Excuse me. Okay. I think he kind of needs a neck. So, I think we got a little tan brown paint left. We'll get him a neck. He's going to have just sort of a straight neck. Yeah. There we go. And then I think he's going to have a turtleneck on. And it's pink because that's what's on my palette. Yeah, the bad dye job really. But as you know, Mary, I have gray hair, and I've had my gray hair since I was about 12. By the time I was in high school, for senior pictures, my hair person kind of cut it so that the sides wouldn't show because I had pretty good gray spots starting. Okay, now we need some white paint so we can give him some eyeballs. Clean spot on my palette. I think they stylize the faces And lead you away from what? Yeah, I think so. I think it's always, it's always, but we have sort of Charlie Brown here. Okay, we're gonna let that dry a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm gonna put his mouth in. Let's see here. What I think we will do a circle for a mouth too. Okay, that's not gonna work. I should not have put the white in. I was thinking that the blue would show up better over white, and it's gonna have to be dry before it's gonna work. So let's see what we can do here. I think his neck's a little dark, so okay, Janet, we'll see you in a bit. Mary, I've only dyed my hair one time, and it was laughable. So that was the only time, and it's been white. Oh, I was about 23 by the time it turned completely white. When I was pregnant with my son, it turned a little bit darker, believe it or not. But um, his neck just is just too. I don't know. But I dyed it once, and that was the sum total of it. There was no way I was going to be able to keep it dyed all the time. It was, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But it's been gray for so long that nobody would know me if it wasn't gray. He also has a very high forehead. Well, Lisa, they might have hungry tummies. Jeff fed himself before I got on today. He's real good at feeding himself, so I don't have to do it. Of course, with mom here, I cooked all week, so I'm not going to have to cook all weekend because I have food. So, Mary, you weren't here. I'm going to abandon my catalog after I'm going to cut these pages out. The paper in this catalog is just too thin to fuss with, and that part of it's not fun. I had gotten these two pages prepared, so I'm using them. I'm just going to cut them out and tip them into something else. I was just reinforcing the spine and tore a page. It's just really, really too thin. So, and catalog paper, if I'd have had a magazine, I'm sure it would have been better. But so I'm going to make something else to put them in. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that shortly. Now he needs a mouth, so we need nice bright red, just plain old bright red. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mary. Tip-ins will work, and I'll just cut these out and tip them into the new booklet. And I really think he needs a little black spot in the middle of his mouth where he's yelling. Okay. Let's have some black. There, he's yelling. Oh. Okay, I'm going to call him done before I mess him up. I kind of like her. She came out pretty good. Now then, let's set them aside. Yep. Mary, this is a lot of fun. I really like this challenge. Yeah, Mary, I was putting tape in the gutter, and all I did was put a little bit of glue on it, and it tore the page. So I just decided I'm gonna do something different. It's not like I can't come up with something to make into a booklet. So, and I'm just going to use up my paint that's on my palette. So, ooh, that's. Painty paper. I got to get back to that. I don't have enough for the swap. Okay. Okay. So, come on, come back here. This booklet, I decided what I needed to do is measure it. I'll be right back because, of course, I forgot the ruler. Yes, Mary, it's one of those. Yeah, it is really thin paper. It's really thin. And it was, the only magazine I had that had the staples in it. And okay, this is roughly 16 by 9. So, is that right? Let's get it on the brown part. Yep, 16 by 9. Yeah, the paper is so thin, Mary. Even because there's like 3 layers of gesso on both sides of a couple of the pages, and they just are not working very well. So, anyways, so we will fix that problem. The other day, Jeff came into the studio and handed me and showed me this little piece of paper, or big piece of paper. Basically, he was asking, do I want it? Of course, I wanted it. So now I'm going to use it. This is another part of Becky's let's use what we've got challenge. So, first thing I have to do is straighten up the end. But I think I'm just going to make the booklet out of this paper. Okay. Yes, Bex, use it up. I haven't gotten very much done with Bex use it up, but I'll get to it. Okay, we're going to do the best we can. Looks like this paper is not, well, maybe it's just because it's wrinkled. And I'm not going to worry about it because this is supposed to be fun. And we want 9 inches. Okay, so if we go to 11 and cut it to 2, that would be 9, right, guys? Okay. 2, 2, relatively square. How's that? Let's lay it next to the book. Yeah. Okay. And I would have done this earlier so that you didn't have to watch me do all this, but I was trying to clean up the house a little bit. As I said, every flat surface in the house has been consumed by piles, so just to make life easier, I did find the dining room table. I have not found any of my studio tables yet, but that will happen. I cut it crooked. Oh well. I'm not worrying about it. It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, Mary, this, this may not be perfect, but the whole thing is supposed to be fun. So that's what I'm using. And when I make a little book, then I will have something to tip those pages in. And I'll have used up a piece of something that was in the piles that was on top of one of my tables. I have put nothing away for 3 weeks, I think, which doesn't work very well. Mary, I tend to work later at night if I'm going to try to get something done. But lately I've been too tired. There's just been too much going on. And excuse me. And I thought I had planned pretty well, but apparently I forgot to get a few things. Okay, why are you not cutting right there? Okay. Well, there's going to be a lot of pages. A lot more than I expected. Which is good. I just committed a no-no. I didn't close my rotary cutter when I laid it down. As many people who sew will tell you, never lay your rotary cutter down without closing it. That blade could just take off your finger. Okay. Mary, let's see. It's longer than I need. It is 17 and, oh, it's almost 18 inches long. So let's see if I'm going to just, I might just use the whole thing, but I want to make the cover with this. So there's a little bend, but I think we'll use it. I think we'll use the whole sheet here. So I need about 9.5 of the white one. Yeah, it was about 18 inches wide, Mary. I think I better cut off the end of it first. So, and we probably want about 19 inches on that. No, 18.5. Yeah. So I need to cut off about 1/2 inch. And I'm going to have to stand up because I can't cut. Sorry about my head. If my head's in the way, I can't cut cardstock sitting down. I'm afraid. Okay, did you cut? Nope. Push harder. Okay. All right, now then. Okay. We want about 9.5 inches. Oh dear. My mat's a little small here. Okay, if you guys get a look at my head, sorry about that. I'm not going to cut the whole thing because my mat's too short. Okay. Slide it down and finish the cut. There we go. Okay, where do I put that? Okay. Now then, fold it all in half. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Let's see. These will be tipped in. They won't be quite as big as everything else, but that's okay too. But I'll probably tip them in so I can use the page in front of it and behind it too. So that'll work. And then let's see here. I have sort of a dilemma too. Is Becky here? I haven't been chatting very well. Becky is the part of the challenge for August is to not buy anything for art supplies and stuff. And one of my dilemmas is that I just got $10 rewards cash from Joann's that expires the end of August. And it is $10 off on a $10 purchase. So I obviously have to go shopping. And I just bought the paint that was on my special shopping list. So I may have to. Yes, Mary, I think you're right. She went to mow the lawn. I know Sharon's here. Kathy, are you still here? Janet and Lisa went to lunch. Who all's still here? Besides Mary and Sharon. I can see Mary and Sharon. Oh, it's a gift card? Okay. Fran is here. Okay. Yeah, Mary, that's right. It's a gift card, so it shouldn't count, right? I did shop last week. I had some paint colors that I had almost used up. And so I had them on a list and then didn't get to the store because Mama got sick and other things happened. So I did go ahead and get those because that was actually on my list long before the challenge started. So, but if I had known I was going to get a $10 gift card kind of thing, a $10 coupon, then I would not have gone after the paint. I could have waited and got it with that. Excuse me just a minute. Ooh, sorry guys. At least I'm not coughing like Mama. Mama coughed her head off. I finally resorted to using an old-fashioned recipe. She didn't particularly like it, but it sure works, which is whiskey, honey, and lemon juice in thirds. Of course, when we were little, she would use that on us, and she used the nastiest whiskey you could imagine. This is going to be a lot of pages. Oh, I love the crinklies. I don't know how they'll paint, but that's okay. Mary, yes, and I'm lucky to have my Mama around. We sort of moved back here to take care of Mom and Jeff's dad. Jeff retired. It's 3 years ago now, I think. 3 years ago in January. And we moved ourselves back so that we could kind of watch over them. Of course, my telephone book has disappeared. There it is. I have a telephone book. I have a pointy tool. And I'm going to punch holes. But yeah, Mary, the other day, if I hadn't been here, she'd have had to go to the hospital because I'll tell you what, she was ill. So there's no way she could have taken care of herself, that was for sure. Okay. We are going to open the telephone book. All right. Someone must have absconded with my special ruler. Namely me. What did I do with it? Well, now that's strange. Okay, well, we'll use this one. I have a special centering ruler. It's nowhere to be found right now. It has a 0 in the middle on one side and goes out to each side. And it is nowhere on my table. So I've done something with it. Anyways, I'm going to just try to, and I'm not, this is supposed to, I'm not worrying terribly. Janet, this one's it's like the Tim Holtz ruler, but it's a Fiskars ruler. It was way cheaper. And it's about 13 inches long or so. And it has a regular ruler on one side of it and a centering ruler on the other side. And I love it. It works real well, and it's usually right here in my little cart. And for some unknown reason, it is not in my little cart. So I have done something with it because nobody else uses my stuff. If Jeff uses a pair of scissors, he brings me what he wants to cut and says, "Can I cut fabric? Can I cut this with what?" So, anyways, it's a Fiskars one, and it was way cheaper. This is the Tim Holtz poker, or the poker that is sold under the Tim Holtz name. And of course, this is not going to be even. That's all right. I don't care. Janet, I couldn't find the Tim Holtz one except online, and I did not know it had holes. None of the stores that we have here had one. So this is not going in the center very well. There we go. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I'll have to look at it more carefully online, Janet, because I did not know it had any holes in it. That would have been a big plus. Okay, it looks like they're okay. I may have to repunch them. Yep, no, I've slid it all over everywhere, guys. Totally made a mess of it, so that's okay. Let's just put this right here. Note to self, iron the paper first next time. Yeah, sure. I just saw that. Yep, that would have been a wiser decision had I ironed it first. And this, guys, is just some stuff I have. It's actually the bobbins for a upholstery machine, and somewhere along the line I got a whole box of them, and it's a nylon or polyester kind of twisted thread, but it's thick. I don't know if you can see it very well. See how it's not thread, it's definitely more of a cording. And I have a whole box of those little bobbins. So for anything that isn't, I have, let me start again. I have waxed linen for things that are real important to me to bind. But for something like this, I'll just bind it with the with this because I've got so much of it. There again, we're supposed to use what we got, and that doesn't want to go in the needle for some reason. And I do my binding just a little different than most people. I usually punch 5 holes, and it's a pamphlet stitch, but it's just a little odd sometimes. People, I go around the ends. It's more secure. Oh yeah, this is so not punched right. We will just kind of have to. Well, let's get some gloves. Sorry, I'm making a mess. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Let's try a different color. There we go. Sharon, I definitely should have ironed them because I'm just they're punched so far off. I'm gonna have to start from scratch almost. There we go. They do make a nice rattling noise. They're kind of like the envelopes when I do the envelopes. Okay. Oh dear. My cover's off too. Center. That one's good. And that one. Okay. Maybe I can do this now. Just maybe. Once we get a few of the holes sort of started, it should start to straighten out. There we go. You're kidding. Janet, well, I can't go to Walmart this month, but I will be looking at Walmart next month. Because I paid more than that for the Fiskars one. Online, I thought they were like $12 or $13 when I looked at it. Now I have not tied in my thread, so. Okay, now that we've got them sort of lined up, they ought to go together pretty well. Let's get rid of these. Okay, plenty of thread. And this is what I'm talking about being a little bit different. I bring this, it's on the outside right there, and I bring it around the edge of my page, and I go back through the holes this way. By going around the edge of that page, it keeps these pages in place, and most of the things I do take some abuse, so that really helps it. Well, Janet, our Joann's did not have it when I was looking for it, and thank you for looking it up for me. I really appreciate that, because I looked, the best supply of Tim Holtz stuff was at, where was it? Hobby Lobby. That's where I managed to find this. But as far as the other, that ruler, I couldn't find it anywhere. Joann's now has a pretty decent supply of Tim Holtz stuff. It was really funny. They clearanced a whole bunch. I figured they were going to close out the Tim Holtz section, and then they ended up bringing it right back. So they confused me. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Now, one of the things about this thread, I always use lots because I'm not going to do it today, but I will go and I will melt the ends because otherwise they'll ravel. And I just bring that around like that, and then I tie it. Come on now, be tight. And I do try to get it in a square knot. It doesn't always happen. There we go. So now my little book for my faces is done. I will have to decorate its cover. Makes a nice noise. It's nice and fat. Yeah, I didn't see it anywhere. So, and like I said, our Joann's didn't have it. We don't have a Dick Blick to go to. There's one in Omaha, and used to go there all the time. But now, see, I can tip in my pages when they get dry. This one's plenty big enough, so. And I got quite a few pages here, so this will be good. This will be perfect. And Sharon, I may have to iron them a little bit before I paint them because I have a feeling they're going to be this wiggly all the time. So, but I used it up with something. Yay, I used something up. That's two. That's two. I have to get pictures for Becky's group. Okay, what was the next thing? How long have I been doing this? Oh, only an hour and a half. So that's good. I had a couple other pieces of painty paper that I want to work on, just a little bit of finishing. They're not paper, they're cardstock. Let's put this back where it belongs and put this back where it belongs. But I'm having trouble bringing myself altering this piece, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do just yet. But it's just not quite done, so I thought I would play with that in a little bit. But I'm going to play with this one first and do a little bit more to it so that it has, I don't know, just a little bit more pizzazz. And I have this little honeycomb stencil. I had used this honeycomb pad, and Janet, this is still doing that thing where it gives me this painty, almost like screen. Anyways, I had used that. So there's some honeycombs in there, and I thought that I would just go ahead and add a little more honeycomb design to this. And I will definitely have to paint my my Fun Faces book. Not sure what color I want to put on there though. Okay, I'm open for a color, guys. if you've got a suggestion. I don't want it to be real dense. It says tropical orange, but it's definitely not orange. There is a little bit of it in there though, so maybe I'll go for that. Nope, nope, nope. I put it out on my palette and it's awful. There's no way that I want that. I want actual orange. Yeah, that's better. And I need a little sponge. That sponge is going to have to be thrown away, I'm afraid. Okay, Janet. See you in a bit. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, I think that's, I just wanted a little more something. And this is some of that heavy cardstock that I used the other day. I'm really glad you guys could come this afternoon. It's been working very well for me to stream on Sundays. I know it's not a great day for people to come and watch, but it's kind of when I can be pretty sure that I'm going to be able to be on here. I have work stuff through the week, so sometimes it's hard to do something through the week. And a lot of times by the time I can, it's evening, and then I'm tired. I kind of like how this lets the others, this is that really cheap, I should have showed you. It's that really cheap craft essentials paint from Joann's, and it's called, does it have a name? Yeah, just says orange. And the thing about it is kind of, it doesn't have as much density as the Better Paint. So it lets some of the color kind of, the background comes through because it's not quite so dense. So okay. I'm looking at chat. Oh, yeah, the purplish one, yeah. I know, I kind of liked it the way it is, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it just yet. I maybe won't do anything today because I don't know what I want to do. Okay. Now then. I think it needs some black circles. See, I had to go get black paint. I'm almost out. You cannot run out of black paint. This is the inside of a tape roll, and it has two. Well, that was good. It has two circles in it. I like it because it has two circles. Not sure I like the orange now. But yeah, maybe I do. Okay, I think that one is done. Think that's done, guys? Maybe I can add light purple circles. Not to this one, Janet, but to the other one. Let me put this. I think this one's okay the way it is. I think it's done. We'll see. I'll look at it later when it's dry. Let's look at this one. Is this the one you guys are talking about? It's had light purple circles. The other thing is that I'm not going to use it as a whole piece necessarily. So it's going to get cut up, and a small piece of it, if you look at a small piece, it doesn't have much. As a whole, it's pretty. But this is that cardstock, and I'll probably cut it up for something, a cover, or that's what I was making, was the covers for the envelope. Let me get this one. One of these traveler's notebook envelope thingies that I'm making. So it's going to get cut. So I'm wondering. I'm kind of the opinion that you're right, though, Janet. Just some circles on it might be enough. I think I want my soap container circles. And I think we want the real light purple. So we'll see how it looks. If it goes too far and it doesn't look good, then I'll probably just end up going another round, doing something else. I need more paint. I didn't put out enough paint. You know, Janet, it's funny you said that about the plastic wrap, because I had on my notes to try some plastic wrap on the jelly plate. I've done plastic wrap just straight on paper before, but not on the jelly plate. And I thought that would be a cool thing to try on the jelly plate. I think it's going to have something else now, even more so, but maybe not. I'm going to look at it again. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do little white circles. Um, I will have to try that on the jelly plate. I'm really, I just haven't played with my jelly plate very much. I think that when this dries, I may do the double circle with white and call that good. So we got to get that one dry. I'll lay it down there. And I need a piece of paper. See this leaf? Let's see about putting some color on the edge of this. Yeah, we used to do the saran wrap with ink. So I'm just using up the paint that's on my palette here and finishing up some painty papers. So I don't have very much finished. I counted up the other day. I've only got like 16 sheets actually finished. And the time to send things out is going to come up really fast. There we go. I think I'm going to call that piece of painty paper finished. I think it needs just to come into there just a little bit. Okay. No. Janet, is that FW inks? What kind of inks is that? I'm not sure I know what those are. Okay, we got this piece. I need to do the backup somehow, so we'll just get some ink, some paint on it. The ones in there, where I use this. Oh, the ones in the little jar. Okay, so they're acrylic ink, I think is what they are. If I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong. And I got some of those when Hobby Lobby was clearancing stuff, and I don't think they've been out of the box. I'm so bad. Okay, we'll set that aside somewhere. My aside places are filling up. Excuse me just a minute. Now, let's see, what have I got? The next thing on my list was to finish these. I worked on these last weekend and I put a coat of Mod Podge on them so that their sides kind of shiny, and that's so that I can cut the covers for my envelope thingies. They're Traveler's Notebook envelope covers. And I need to cut these down first off so that they'll fit in my other cutter. Straighten out my edges a little bit. Lost my rotary cutter. Hi, Becky. You got it all mowed? Jeff mowed 3 lawns yesterday. He mowed ours the day before. He has to take the lawnmower to town, the other side of town, and we're like you, we've had so much rain. He hasn't been able to get much done. So, yeah, it's very hot. Jeff stopped at noon. He quit at noon. He just couldn't handle. He said he was done. It wasn't worth worrying over. Let's see here how much this will fit. I can't remember if this will go in the cutter or not. No, it does not. So I have to cut some of it off before it will. Yeah, Becky, and I'm still here. My voice is holding out. I was afraid it was going to give out completely today, and it's doing all right. Needless to say, this probably is not square. Okay. I should have stood up, I guess. I'm just trying to cut it down a little bit so I can get it in the other cutter. It's just, if I had been smart, I'd have gotten my big rotary mat out and done it that way. But I wasn't very smart. So I'm tearing it up instead. So that's what I hope to be. Or bro. Uh-oh. Becky, I don't know what we're going to do. We keep getting so much rain and so much. It's just ridiculous. We haven't had any rain today yet, but I sure expected it. We're supposed to be getting it every day. So, what kind of mower is it, Becky? I'm glad that he can order parts. My brother-in-law just got the parts for his recently. He said that he's been without the parts for, I don't know, a couple of months now. Okay, so that barely fits, but I need to straighten up both edges. Oh, shoot. thinking very well. He's watching Mountain Men. Becky, Jeff is playing tanks. He plays tanks, and they have 4 times points this weekend, so he's playing. Okay, so I need this to be 21 centimeters by 22 centimeters. So I need to cut it around 23 so that I have a little to straighten it up. Okay. Okay. There we go. Linda, I'm not sure I know where you're at, but it's hot and nasty here too. Yeah, Becky, that's it. It has to be done. Jeff that was the thing. He had let it go until he couldn't let it go anymore. And okay, what did I do here? Okay, this one's straight, and that one's straight. Okay. You're in Ohio. He died some old hankies. Put them on the deck. Linda, here, if I had laid something out on the deck, first off, it would have probably molded before it dried. That's how wet it has been. When we were gone to Texas, there was one day here where it was 97 degrees and 97% humidity. Now, 97 degrees is actually pretty cool. But the 97% humidity is really bad. Okay. Now, if I didn't mess this up, I should have a cover. Becky, with my brother-in-law, he said his is so long he's going to have to mow it twice because he's been waiting for 2 weeks, 3 weeks on mower parts. He needs a new mower, but you have to have money to buy new mowers. So, and we want to take this little corner rounder and round up the corners. Okay. Now let's see if I can do this right this time and not have a total mess. I sure do wish I knew what would happen to my ruler. Okay. I was looking at this. Yeah, okay. Aha! There it is. This is it. Okay. Now that I have a small ruler, it might be easier. Yeah, Becky, that's just ridiculous. All that humidity. Now, then I have to decide which way is up. Of course, I guess it really doesn't matter. Telephone book. I that stuff's all over the floor again. Luckily, like I said, I cooked last week because Mom was here and I couldn't get her to eat anything to speak of. So I made stuff that was real bland, and the thing of it is that when I cook like that, then I have a lot of leftovers, and so we'll be eating leftovers for a while. And with Jeffrey not having to go to work, I don't have to have special stuff for lunches. I just have to have. Okay. And let's see if we can make this go a little bit better than the last one. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Okay, for some reason it does not want to stay locked in today. Okay. I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't do this today. Oh. I am not using the book because the book is not made in my friend today, so I'm just going to do it. The way I did it before I had a phone book. I got 2 more holes to go. Now see, and it came out perfect that time, so I don't know what I'm doing. Yep. All right, we'll just stick you in there. Oh no, Linda, that's icky. Linda, we lived in our RV for it's only about 7 months, but we have no dishwasher in the RV, and I was perfectly happy to have no dishwasher. But when my parents had their kitchen redone, my mom wanted a dishwasher, and my dad said, "Why? I'll wash the dishes." So they didn't have a dishwasher, but until he got sick, he washed the dishes every day. So, and now she has so few dishes that it really doesn't matter. Okay. You know, Janet, now I don't really love it, but I actually like to iron. It depends on what I have to iron, but I used to iron all of Jeff's work shirts because he wore dress shirts to work. Now, I don't like to iron polyester type shirts, but if I've got hold of a good cotton work shirt, I don't mind ironing them at all. I like it. So. I just had to finish these up. They're just irritating me because they were sitting there not done. So we need a Lisa's not here, is she? In Lisa's group we need to do a UFO challenge for September. Seeing how we're doing this one in Becky's group, maybe we could do the other one. Now, Becky, I don't care if you do it, but I was just thinking that maybe we could do a different one in Lisa's group. But we need to do a UFO challenge to finish all of our unfinished projects. because I certainly have enough of them. No dishes and no ironing. Okay. Well, I don't clean house, so, you know, that's. Well, and Janet, you must love to cook, because to cook 3 different kinds of meals all the time, that would make me just grumpy. Now, I don't mind cooking. I don't I don't cook with a recipe, and I don't make anything fancy. I don't mind cooking. What I hate is trying to figure out what to cook. Okay, so that one's all done except for melting off the strings. So that's, yay! I need to, there's a couple of the corners might need to be rounded here. They're a little longer than the others. Get in there. It doesn't want to go in. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. Becky, Jeff does all the cleaning up after dinner. I cook, he cleans up. And since he retired, well, actually before, because I worked at home and so I wasn't out, he would stop at the grocery store on his way home. So I didn't even have to go to the grocery store. So, okay, I have one more of these envelope thingies ready. So I'm going to cut this last one. And I think we're going to do it a little different. I'm not going to fuss with that rotary cutter. I'm just going to whack it. Because that just was a pain in the keister. Let's just. I'm just getting it small enough to go in the cutter. I'm being lazy. Yeah, Becky, I told you I'm spoiled. I'm extremely spoiled. He and not only that, he was an absolute saint with my mother this last week. So I certainly got lucky. Okay. And we did this about 23 centimeters. Okay. About 3 centimeters. What I'm doing is just trying to square it up. I just gave myself extra room so that I could. Okay, this one, we're going to call that edge straight. Okay. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Good morning, Maggie. Maggie, I had a beautiful package of Happy Mail from you, and I showed it off the first part of the stream. So maybe after it uploads, you can go back and watch it. But gosh, That was just a beautiful package. Thank you so much. It was so sweet of you to send it. And we all want to know, how's your husband doing? Lisa would. I think Lisa liked. Yeah, she mentioned that she liked this one last week when I finished it, because I added the. It was jelly printed until we got to these flowers, and I added the flowers last week. Okay, now let's see what I just did. I can't remember what I'm doing, guys. Okay, that's the 22. Okay, that's the 22. So that's that fold. Now I need a. Okay, now I need a 21. Okay, maybe we best cut from both sides and make sure I cut it straight. One, 21. Okay. Yeah, it's nothing special because this is the only blue I had. It's just a cobalt hue blue from Apple Barrel, but it came out really pretty on the jelly plate. Okay. So, Maggie, I don't know if you heard me, but we're hoping you'd let us know how your hubby's doing. Okay. So hair over 22. Need a little over 22. There we go. So pretty. I might have to take those back out of the garbage can. And I think, Becky, part of it is it wasn't as pretty until I put the Mod Podge over the top of it. So if I've missed anybody, come in. Hi. I'm not paying very good attention today, I guess. So, alrighty. But this will finish up the last one of the envelope piles that I had watercolored. So that will be a finished UFO. Which is a good thing to have a finished UFO. I have many. Sorry, the neighbors just moved. Yes, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. You just get here, or have you been here? Yeah, Becky, it does. Yes, Patricia, we moved back to Pensacola. My husband's from here, and we moved back about 3 years ago, I think. Now it's 2 years, 2.5 years. Right after he retired, we were in South Dakota, and he loaded us up. It took 5 trips in the cargo trailer. We bought a big cargo trailer because I, at the time, had a big pickup truck, and we drove ourselves down here. Took 5 trips. Got here, I was out riding my bicycle. Yay! Patricia, do you live in Pensacola or someplace close? Uh-oh, that one's off. Because if you were out riding your bicycle in this heat, you're Wonder Woman. Actually, I would highly. Okay, let's put that back where it belongs so I can find it next time. My needle has gone missing. Oh, that's Patricia. You used to live in Pensacola, and then you moved to Iowa, back to Iowa, and see, and we just went from South Dakota back to Pensacola. Now we had lived for a while in Nebraska. We talked about buying a house in Iowa just because the taxes are less expensive over there, but we just didn't find anything on that side of the river. And Jeffrey worked it off it. Oh dear, I just split the heck out of that thread, which can happen. Jeff was off it when 9/11 happened. It was an interesting time, bad time, um but we have lots of really good friends. My son's actually still in Omaha, so, and I know Packer dies in Omaha. Okay, Maggie is doing okay. He's having the test today on his lungs before they make a decision on his surgery. Okay. Well, you're in our prayers, dear. Please keep us up to date on what's going on with him. Because I'm sure that's very scary. He's also probably very grumpy that he hasn't been able to come home. We lived in, what do you call it? Where do you call that place? Wetumpka, Alabama, for a couple of years. Jeff worked at a couple of Air Force bases there when we moved from the base down here up there. And that's just outside of Montgomery. Monroeville is up by. No, Patricia, tell us where Monroeville is. Maggie, we're just glad to know that he's doing all right for the time being. I'm sure that that's just not a. He's not a happy camper, which does not help you. Monroeville is it near Birmingham? I can't remember. I just can't remember. So, Jeff's so quiet in the living room. I'm wondering if he fell asleep. Oh, he heard me. He's playing tanks. Are you winning? Well, that's pretty good. He's winning. Mm-hmm. I was not feeling well last night, so I went to bed real early, and I don't know what time he came to bed because he was playing tanks. So, no, I'm doing that wrong. There we go. Yay! Another one bites the dust. Excuse me. Okay. Monroeville is out 9 miles north of Mobile. Okay. I do know where it's at then now. Yes, he's not very far. Um, Patricia, Jeff is not retired military, but he worked for the federal government for years after, uh, well, after my son was born. Well, really, he's worked for the federal. Well, he retired from the federal government. We just changed agencies a lot of times. Um, yeah, Maggie, I'm sure he wants to get on with it. Maggie, these are traveler's notebook inserts that I painted all of these junk mail envelopes with watercolor paint. I use one in my daily planner thing, and I had painted up a bunch of the envelopes and not gotten the last covers made, so I just sort of finished up the covers, and I'll probably need to go through. This looks like this one's sticking out some, but I love the sound that the the envelopes make. So, um, Patricia, that's what he does now is contract job. Jeffrey actually he started with Navy base, and we went to Texas for the National Archives, and then we came back for the Air Force. But that's what they are, Maggie. I just needed to finish them up, and they're traveler's notebook size because I use a. Let me get my planner. I use a planner that's a traveler's notebook planner. It's got the it's it's a Midori style kind of thing, so that you have the this has got two. You have the elastics in it, and you can put these in, and these are standard size. I cut the envelopes down so that it fits the standard size Midori style traveler's notebook. And then this is cover I've made. These are printables from the internet for calendars because I use a monthly calendar and a daily calendar, and I haven't got mom's stuff all on here yet, so I need to get that together. And because I mean, I, I've I've got stuff I think clear out to November and December already written in. And I think I ran out, so January's written back there. But then I break it down by the week. So, and then I keep notes. And then I have, this is swaps and addresses. This is my YouTube and Facebook friends that I want to send stuff to. And this is my YouTube idea book. So, yeah, sticking out papers are good. And this is my little tabs. Okay. And I just stapled them in there. This leftover paper where I cut it off I was making envelopes from copy paper, and I cut it off, and so I just use it to make little tabs. So, and this is one of my junk journal from a file folder that Lisa from Lisa My Eclectic Life, she was making one of these the other day, and if you make it the right size, this one is smaller because this one is for my traveler's notebook, but the one I have in the with the sewn in signatures fits the 8.5 by 11 pages folded in half. So those measurements are in the tutorial for the cover, and then it just goes like that. And I like it to wrap around because I put so much stuff in it all the time that things want to fall out. So if it wraps around, and I've been using it about 6 months now, and see, I am getting a little puka right there, which I'll have to mend later. I have another one that I made ages and ages ago for a different style planner. Give me a second, I'll go get it. This one was, and I've used this one for, you have one nearly finished and ready for your painty paper. I got to get back on the thing and get the painty paper. Maggie, I used to use my phone. I have a note, but for some unknown reason, it doesn't go in my brain as well as if I write it down with a pencil. If I've written it out, I seem to remember it. If I just put it in my phone or on my computer, I can't seem to remember it. So by writing it down, it just is one of those things where I remember. This one, this is probably 6 or 7 or 8 years old. I had read a tutorial online about using used dryer sheets to make paper kind of stuff. Well, I glued all the used dryer sheets together. I put book pages on top of them. Did not like it. It was not heavy enough. Well, that might work, Maggie, but I don't know if my alarm would be going off all day long. But anyway, so I had a priority mail envelope. So I opened it up, and all of that is layered together in here. And then I put washi tape around it and stitched it. And this thing, like I said, I used this forever, and it's got pockets of junk, and it's got calendars these are the monthly calendars, and then this is where I broke it down into weeklies, and this is all 8.5 by 11 copy paper, so it worked. It used to be when I did beach shows, I had to plan more than a year out, so I needed something where each one of these is 3 months. So like this is July, but July is also up here, so it kind of rotated around. And when this one was empty, I'd make a new one to put in the back. Well, that worked really well when I wasn't toting it every day, like everywhere. So it's just too big to carry. So that's why I went to the little one. It's way smaller and way easier to tote. And so I've just kind of set this one aside. And, you know, it worked. That's what matters. Is you have to do what works for you. So, okay. I think this needs some actual white paint on it. And You know, it might be that I want to do this. And maybe not with white paint, maybe with something darker. This way. Um, put these little dots in is what I'm going to do. But I think maybe something that's going to stand out more. So let's see what we got. Maybe this fuchsia. Let's try it. And I don't know, Mary, if Mary's still here. But Mary used a dead marker for something the other day, a couple weeks ago. She was using it to make marks with. And it takes a lot to kill one of these pens, and I hadn't had a dead ink pen for a while. So I got this the other day, and I thought, I wonder if this will work. So I'm going to try it. We'll see. Works pretty good, except that on the last one, it did not make a dot. Yeah, let's try the other end. Yeah, there we go. The other end works better. Okay, Maggie, please be careful and our best wishes and all of that for your hubby. Keep us informed. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Think it's going to be good enough when I get this done? Becky, have you thought anything more about doing a artist trading coin swap? I know you were putting it on your list. I just don't know if you had thought about it. I think it's going to need more dots than I put on here. Yep, yep. Okay. I'm going to start a list. Inches. Yeah, I like inches. I thought that would be fun too. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Since we're not going anywhere, I get to do what I want as far as that goes. I think it needs some more dots, but I want to change to white, I think. A smaller hollow circle. That would be good. Now, Becky, do you think this will be too big? That's what I was originally going to use. It's the size of this one. Can you see compared to, yeah. By the way, I'm going to use these for trading coins and stuff like that. I've got this extra pieces. I used them to make my, some of the others I used to make my trading coin book. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that would be a good one. I may need more paint though. I do not know why I always start on this side. That's really not smart. It's funny, the white doesn't show up, but it does. It's kind of there and it isn't. Excuse me. I think when I finish this, guys, I'm going to quit for the day. I've been on here almost 3 hours. I told Jeff I didn't think I could last 3 hours today. So I'm surprised. I'm really glad my voice held out. Yep, I think I like it. Okay, did I miss anywhere? Yeah, I think this needs something in here. Alrighty, I think that's good. Yeah, the leaf still shows up. I'm really glad that the leaf shows up. Oh, Becky, on a good day, when I'm having fun, when I was painting with the jelly plate, I could have stayed on all night. I was having such a good time. Okay, let's find a piece of paper to take all this paint off on. Now let's put that away where I can find it. Okay. I got to get busy on my painty paper. I really do. Janet gave me an idea. I've been thinking about it, and I just hadn't done it. To use the saran wrap technique on the jelly plate, which I think would be really cool. So, anyways, guys, I really, really am glad that everybody came and visited with me this afternoon and played. Oh, Becky, I'm sure you're exhausted. Um, like I said, Jeff's getting leftovers again. We've got 3 or 4 kinds of leftovers since Mom was here. So, um, anyhow, guys, I'm gonna go because my throat is about done, and I need to probably take a nap. So I am so glad y'all came. Thank you so much. Yeah, Becky, I'm almost out. I got another half an inch in my bottle. I have a big bottle. See, big bottle. I've had about 6 of these already today. So I will see you all soon. Hopefully, Becky, I'll be on tomorrow night to watch you. So thanks, guys, for coming. I'm going to go. Bye bye.